What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so basically today, a video starting in the car. And this is a video that I've done. I think I've done two other videos, but they've been small videos on my channel, just real quick reference videos, I guess you could call them, for the Pathfinder. But other than that, today's video is a little bit longer. And I'm sorry I've been out of making videos. There's been a lot of stuff going on with work and vacationing, and I'm actually going on another vacation, going to Honduras on the 10th, which is a week from this day that we're in today. So I'm gonna actually be filming that and putting it in the channel. I know I said I was gonna film the family vacation to Florida. We went to Disney World, which we had a blast, but I did kind of film that, but I didn't fully film everything. I have a new little camera that I got that's gonna be more compact. I should be able to film stuff with this one. But anyways, today's video, just back straight to the point, is going to be on the Chevy Trailblazer. You guys saw the title. My buddy Donald's, if you guys seen him in previous videos before, he owns the Trailblazer that I used to own before, of course. And yesterday he calls me up. He says, "Hey man, this thing won't start. It's got nothing, no power. It's not even trying to crank, no clicking, nothing." So of course we waited till late last night. Came back, checked the car out. Battery was completely dead. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if the AC's staying on or something." So of course I'm like, "AC staying on? What are you talking about?" It doesn't dawn on me that I forget about these cars, but the AC staying on, or he meant the blower was staying on after he shut off the car, which happens to these cars. Two things go wrong with these vehicles. One, it's either the control unit. This has the automatic control unit, the dual climate control unit. And two, it's the blower resistor. They go bad. Of course, he left the car like that when I got in. Everything was pretty much still running. The blower was still going pretty much all day. Battery was completely dead. Couldn't even give it a jump. So we got a new battery for the car. I have it sitting right here. I came this morning to get this thing taken care of. We're going to check this blower resistor. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. First thing we're going to do is probably check the blower resistor, make sure that basically what happens with these blower resistors is they pretty much short out and they constantly make contact, and basically you're always getting power to the blower, and it's just, that's why it won't stop blowing. We pull the 40 amp, I think it's a 40 amp fuse out of the engine bay. Sorry, it's way too early. And we shut it off that way for now, so basically the thing won't be blowing. Even though the battery was still dead, the thing was still going with little juice that battery had. So we're gonna basically take that apart. I want to make sure that the connector is not blown or melted or something like that, because then we'll have to do some wiring repairs. And then once we fix that, we make sure that that's okay. We're gonna put the battery back in the car, give it power to the car, and check that if it is the blower resistor, make sure that it's not the actual control unit. And I'll show you guys how to do that, how to check for voltage and find out if it is the control unit and not. So let's go take a look at this Trailblazer and see what condition it's in, since he's owned this car. So this is the car right here. Take a look at this. This is my baby. I still call her my baby because she was mine first. She did have a little accident. I guess somebody hit her on this corner here. We fixed it up slightly, try to get it looking better. It's got some scuffing there still. The paint came off of that area there. But overall, she's in pretty good shape. Dirty, kind of doesn't keep her nice and clean. The car's still in good shape. This car is actually going to be on sale in the coming days here. If anybody's interested in this car, it's going to be about $3 grand. Chicagoland area, hit us up. Again, it's going to be on sale pretty soon. He's getting a newer one. This one has about 195,000 miles. Once we get inside the car, we'll see how many miles it actually has. The car's in good shape. We're about to put a new battery in this thing, probably a blower resistor. Hopefully that's all that is, and get this thing working properly again. But the car runs great. He loves the car, but he wants to get something newer, a little bit less miles. So we'll just wait for him to come out, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the car. But pop the hood on this thing. But $3 grand. Let's look at the inside of this car here. Like I said, don't worry about the extra Cheeto stuff in there, the Dorito stuff on the cup holder there. But it's got an aftermarket radio. It's no CD player, just basically USB and Bluetooth. You got the sunroof up there. You got some clothes in the back. We're going to focus on the back, but the leather, I mean the leather interior. Look at this thing. Look at this leather. If you guys want to look at this, clean. And again, this thing is clean all the way through. He tries to keep it as clean as possible. I think he lives in here. I don't know. I don't think he has a house. Be honest with you, but we ain't gonna say that too loud. Anyways, So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. I'm gonna actually put a battery on this first. I know I said I was going to just check that resistor, but I got a car on the side of me over there, got a car behind me over here, so I can't open the doors as wide as I need to look at this resistor. So I'm gonna put the battery in first, move it back by my car, and then we'll check everything. All right, so while he puts on this 3-disc strip on, anyways, so the new battery's on there, and it's temporary. It's not fully mounted in there. I wanted to move the car out of the space so I could actually get some room to work with on the car here. Now I'm gonna check the resistor. The resistor is gonna be in here. Oh. The resistor is gonna be here. We're gonna remove these 2 7mm screws, bring this down. All right, once you get in here, a lot of people take all these off just to have some access to work with. Don't need to. The actual actuator is all the way up there. You guys can see it. That's the one right there. It's got 2 7mm screws, which holds it in there. 3 wires, a positive, a negative, and a ground wire, or a positive, negative, and a ground wire that basically sends a signal from this unit in here to that causes, basically, when it shorts out, it basically constantly stays on, and that's probably what the issue is. Most of them, that's what happens to these. Very seldom you have issues with these units, but that's what we're gonna test for right now. So we're gonna unplug it. Then we're gonna test the purple wire and see that if when the car is on and the blower is on, or I should say this, that is on, the HVAC unit is on, if there's a signal, a constant signal when we turn it off, then basically it's the actual control unit and not the resistor. But if we lose a signal when we turn the car off, then it's the resistor. All right, so as you guys can see, the blower right now is completely off, and that's because we have the fuse off. There's a 40 amp fuse. I'll try this one-handed here, which goes right in here. So we're gonna put this fuse back on. You guys hear that? Car's not even running.
Car's not even running. It's going.
Right. So the car is off, and we have air coming out through the vents. As soon as I unplug this thing up here, and pull this little lever down here, and pull straight down, it cuts off, which it should, because now there's no signal from the control unit. There's no power going to it. That's normal. We have to test this purple and white wire. There's this power, this is ground, but this is the one that sends the signal from the control unit, and that's what we gotta test to see that if this has no power. This should have no power whatsoever right now. All right, so right now the car is off, this is off. First thing you wanna check is power. Of course, we know we have power, but we're gonna check that. So we're gonna put this lead of your voltmeter into the power side, the positive, pretty much match the cables, and negative. We got 12 volts. You guys see that? Even when the car is off, you still got constant power. What you don't want to have is a ground in this purple when the car is off. So we're going to touch this purple, which is the middle one. Let's not do it that way either, because we don't want to cross that wiring. So we're going to touch the positive, and then we'll touch the middle one, which is the purple. There's no power. Now, go ahead, Donald, turn it on. And now we got voltage. You guys see that? Going up 6, 7, 8. Is the fan on? Turn it on. Turn the blower motor on. So now we got voltage in here. There you go. We jumped up to 10 volts. It is hot out here. So anyways, basically, like I said, simple test to do on this. Takes 2 7mm to get that out of there. I'm actually gonna pull the other one out as well, the old one, just to match it when we get to the parts store, make sure that it's the right one. But it's a simple test. You disconnect it, you basically unplug it, test the positive and negative, the red and white first, make sure you got 12 volts to it. It should be constant 12 volts. What gives it the signal is that purple wire, so when you turn the ignition on, that purple wire sends power, saying that there's a signal there. And of course, if you turn on the actual the fan using the control units, it'll give you some voltage that's about 6 volts or 5 volts only. And as you increase the speed of the fan, that increases in voltage all the way up to 12 volts. If you had power while that was disconnected on that purple one, which is the middle connector, then yeah, you would need a whole new control unit. At this point, we have no power in that connector, from that control unit, so it's just that actual fan relay switch. Lost the word there. So right now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull that one out. 2 7mm bolts. Takes it out. Unplug it, and we're gonna go ahead and take it over to the parts store. We gotta get a new one. Match everything. Make sure it matches perfectly. Install it, and this man should be ready to roll. He's got his sunglasses on already. Look at him.
You understand my Duck Dynasty on.
Sorry. Sorry. Actually, I like having him on my channel sometimes. He gives some comedic relief, if you want to call it that. I'm kind of just flat all the way through. This man makes me laugh, so that's why he's my boy. So, but anyways, let me go ahead and take this thing out of here. All right, look at all this sweat here. So, there's our resistor. That's the part that's bad. We're gonna go ahead and get another one. This was a pain to try to get off of. You have to push the tab when you look. This is actually connected to the blower motor. You'll see the cable. This cable also wraps around a plastic tab that kind of loops it in there. You got to get it out of there. But the pain in the butt was this. And by the way, I said 7mm when I said for the screw to get out of the, to get the resistor out. It's actually going to be a 7/32. So I apologize for that. 7/32. This falls down. You take the wiring off the plastic loop that's on the blower motor. And then you fight with this connector for about half an hour. And it comes out. So we're gonna go to the parts store, make sure we get the right one, and we'll see you guys in just a second. All right, so we're back in my crib. We had to come back over here because the new sensor, or the new relay, or whatever we want to call it, the fan control module, whatever we're gonna call it, I can't even think of the name right now, but basically is completely different. The old one has a 3-prong connector on there, just like that. This one has, I think, what is it, 6-prong connector. So basically, there's some wiring we got to do. We pretty much have to splice up the wiring. We got to cut the connector, the factory connector that's on the car, and do some soldering of the wires. It does come with the purple, the red, and the black. And mowing the lawn. Purple, red, and black. So basically, we got to hook this up. We're going to cut the connector, the factory connector off, solder these into place, shrink wrap them, and everything else should plug into play. You still have the same orange and purple connector that goes to the blower motor, and then this connects to the new resistor. That's what I was looking for. The word I was looking for was resistor. So it's hot. Again, I'm still pouring sweat. Also, let me know how the audio sounds. I'm not using any additional things. There's people talking in the background. You see them over there, they're talking, blah, 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 blah. They don't even listen. Look at them, talking. I'm talking over here, they're talking over there. Yeah. But anyways, let me know how the mic sounds. I'm using the mic from the DJ Osmo Pocket 2. I'm not using any additional mics. Let me know how it sounds. I'll probably hear it when I'm editing this thing, but you guys let me know if you like the sounds or not. Anyways, let me go ahead and get this thing soldered up and put back in. All right, so got the connections all done. Again, this is the new connector, the new wiring harness. This is gonna go into the fan relay. This is basically the new wiring harness connected to, of course, the factory OEM vehicle relay. Here's the clip that I had to cut off. Pretty much just cut it right off at the seams right there. Right at the beginning of the clip or ending of the clip, just cut them right off. Then soldered them in, make it into a nice wiring harness. This goes into the fan motor relay, and this is gonna go into the actual motor itself, and it should work. So we put the fuse back on. So I'm gonna connect everything out here while it's off, just to make sure everything works. And if everything works, then we'll go ahead and put it back together. All right, so now that we got everything all put together, back to normal like it should be, Go ahead and start up the car, Donald. Start it up. So it starts up. We get in here. We got fans blowing right now. Of course, AC on. And if you shut it off, they shut off like it should. Doesn't stay running. So it's getting the proper signal from the control unit now to the resistor. We all good. So if you guys have this issue with your Trailblazer Tahoes, I believe the same year, and yeah, I think it's actually all models that are basically GM at this point. They come off with this thing. That's pretty much it. Again, just gotta check to see if you're getting power from that purple wire when the car is off. If you are getting power, that means this thing is bad, the control unit. If you're not getting power, then it's good. So, which that was the case here. Now, of course, the new ones, even the GM one, we went to Chevy to pick up the GM version. You still have to do the whole wiring thing. They don't come like the other one was just plug and play. You still have to splice the wires, and like Donald said, splice the wires, Donald? Or we cut the wires and basically pretty much solder everything together. It's not hard to do. Also the new, if you go aftermarket, it doesn't fit 100% directly into the holes where the other one was. But anyways, it still works. It gets the job done. And again, we'll be posting this car up in the next few weeks here. This car will be for sale. Take a look at this thing. $193,000 miles. It does have the StabiliTrak light on. That's because of the airbag light being on, because of the steering angle, I believe it is, sensor that causes this issue with these cars. No big deal. He's driving it. 4-wheel drive system works in the winter. Getting cars in good shape. So check out my Instagram in the next few weeks. I'm gonna be posting it on there. It's gonna be on Facebook. If you guys are in the Chicagoland area, hit me up. Again, we're probably gonna be doing what, $3,000, Donald?
Yep.
It's $3,000 for it. We are negotiable to a certain extent, but you guys will be seeing it soon. It's hot as hell. I'm sweating. My boy's gotta get going, but we got his car fixed. He's gotta be back on the road again. His baby's fixed.
Road again.
But if you guys did like the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button as well.
Hit the like.
There you go. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.
Doses.